All right, welcome to step one of your legal website disclaimers. The first step is to go ahead and actually import the templates that we've created for you inside of your ClientKit account. And that is going to be specifically for the legal website disclaimer. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up ClientKit, and then we're going to go ahead and go over here to the left side, which is where it says sites. Okay. And when we go ahead and click on sites, we are then going to go ahead and click on websites right over there. Okay. So at the top, we're going to go ahead and click on websites. From there, we're then going to go ahead and import the RWI template. So we're going to go over here to new website. So there is a button here at the top right there. So it says new website. We're going to click on new website right over there. We're then going to go ahead and click on from templates. Okay. Because remember, we've already gone ahead and inside of your ClientKit account, there's a whole bunch of templates that there are already built out for you. Okay. So we go to from templates, we click on continue. And then from there, we're going to notice that we're going to see right there where it says website templates. There are two right there. Okay. So there's the RWI Health Pro site, which is what you already probably downloaded for your website. And then you have the legal website disclaimers, the RWI template. Okay. So what you're going to then do is you're going to go ahead and click on that. Okay. Now, if it doesn't actually work when you click on it, because sometimes it can be a little bit finicky there, you can click on the title. And when you click on the title, there's going to be this little eye icon that shows up right here at the right side there, okay? And so what you're going to then do is you click right here, click on the eye icon, and it's going to show you what that template actually looks like. These are all the legal disclaimers that we've already gone ahead and built out for you. You then go ahead and click on continue. And then what it's going to do, it's going to go ahead and add that template to the website section of your ClientKit account. So it's literally copying and pasting all the hard work that we already did and putting it directly into your account. And so that's it. It's literally in your account now. Now, if you want to go ahead and see it, you can refresh this page. You can go ahead and click on websites. You're going to see that right there. You now have the legal website disclaimers RWI template. Now, once you actually open this up, I would recommend before you go over to the next step, go over to settings, and you can actually go ahead and remove this title right here where it says RWI template. You can go ahead and remove that. So that way it's a little bit more clean. And then you can go ahead and click on save right there. Again, that's completely up to you, but our students, we don't train you to be a remote control student, right? We want you to be able to take initiative, to be able to think for yourself, make sure things are set up properly. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is step number one, which is just importing your legal website disclaimers. Next up, we're going to go ahead and walk you through what are the steps that you need to follow in order to edit the 3 website legal disclaimers. And then we'll walk you through step number 3 from there. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and jump over to step number 2, which is editing the website disclaimers. We'll catch you in that training section. Hey team, welcome to this training section where we are going to go ahead and introduce to you the legal website disclaimer. So inside of this training, we're actually going to be walking you through how to actually set up step by step your legal website disclaimers. Now, the very first question you might have is, hey, what the heck are the legal website disclaimers? And that, my friend, is a very good question. So legal website disclaimers are the things that you often will see at the bottom of a website. Okay, so visually, this is what they look like, right? So usually like at the very bottom, there's going to be something like terms and conditions, terms of service, privacy policy, disclosure, like those kinds of things. Now, a lot of times those get overlooked. They're not really sexy. It's like, you know what? What's the point of those things, right? And so this is why it's very important for us to emphasize them so that way you do not look them over as you are getting your website set up. And this is where a lot of people who actually set up their website on Wix or Squarespace and stuff like that, they mess up and they don't understand, because this is the reason why we say over and over and over again, you're setting this up as a, let me make this big, system, okay? And a system means you don't have your website here and then your domain here, and then your invoices here, and then your CRM here, and all over the place, right? Because when you set this up as a system, everything works together for you to understand, okay, this is how I'm running my business now, right? Right now I'm running my business like this, but in the future, I'm going to be running my business like this. And so when you're a part of a system, and that's what we're helping you set up right now. We're helping you set up a system so that way it's not only taking into consideration the business that you have right now, right? Because you're just maybe just getting started, you maybe don't have as many clients, right? But also taking into consideration, hey, as you grow, as your needs are going to evolve, as you start to run paid advertising, as you start to get more and more clients, as you start to go ahead and get different marketing and sales systems in place, right? Is this system, this core foundational system, built so that way it can withstand the growth that you're going to have in your business? Or are you going to have to break everything down as you grow and then restart everything because of the fact that you set up the system incorrectly? And so this is what we have done, is we've created this system with all of this in mind, because of course you're just getting started out. You don't know what what to expect. You don't know where the pitfalls are going to be. And so that's the reason why you have a system ahead of time. And so sure, you can go ahead and set up a generic website anywhere, right? But when you are a business, right, we're talking about, Square and Wix, they're setting up websites for all sorts of, some of them are businesses, some of them are e-commerce businesses, some of them are all these sorts of things, but specifically a business in our industry, right? What you got to understand is that there's a certain way that you have to set it up. So that way in the future, when you do marketing and advertising, those kinds of things, which we're going to show you how to do in upcoming courses, which is a part of this entire program, is you understanding, hey, how do I run paid ads? How do I do all of that, right? And so when you get to that point, it is important that you have to have at the bottom of your website these legal website disclaimers in place, because the ad platforms, right, think Facebook, Instagram, Google, what they do is they actually check before they approve your ads, before they actually go ahead and actually go in and approve your ad account as well. They go in and check, hey, does your website, where you're going to be sending their eyeballs, right? Because technically, before they get off their platform, before they are off of Facebook's platform, they are Facebook's user. And so they want to make sure, hey, before we send our user onto somebody else's website, do they have the correct, proper legal disclaimers in place? If they don't, hey, guess what? We're just going to shut down your ad account because it looks like you're just a fly-by-night business and you're not a legitimate company. That's the reason why these disclaimers are so important. I know it's not sexy, but it's important for you to have in place so that way you have the foundations of your business, and that way they are bulletproof from the very beginning, so that way they can scale with you as you scale your company. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope that is very, very, very clear. Now, normally for a new business owner, you wouldn't even know to set this up, or even if you knew, somebody told you, hey, you got to have these, you'd have to go out and actually figure out how to set these up yourself. Well, guess what? This is where there is a lot of good news, because the good news is that we have already done 99% of the work for you, in that we already have these templates built out the way that we have built them out inside of our own company. And then guess what? We have them inside of our own Client Kit account. Okay. And so that way it's very easy as a result of the partnership and all this infrastructure that we've been able to build. If you remember from the previous platform training that we talked about, it's literally as easy as copy and paste for us to be able to go ahead and put it into your Client Kit account. So why does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense for us to say, hey, go out, this is what you need, go out and create it for yourself, right? Or for us to even show you how to build it out in Client Kit, but then you have to go out and find the text and all of that stuff. We're just going to go ahead and do all the work for you, plug and play, copy and paste, so that way it's very easy for you to go ahead and get started. And that's the reason why we said, hey, save yourself. And honestly, we saved ourselves. Quite frankly, this is for us. More than for you, this is for us. We saved ourselves the headache after doing it the wrong way and the hard way for so long by having this Frankenstein duct tape monster. And unfortunately, man, I cannot tell me how many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last decade that we have spent on this hodgepodge of mess and chaos. And quite frankly, honestly, platforms and business platforms, because the technology and the internet and these, software companies are getting better and better, platforms like Client Kit actually did not even exist and were not even possible to exist 5 or 10 years ago. And so obviously there was a way to do it, and now there is a different and better way to do it. And so why would you want to do it the hard way, the old way, versus you can actually do it the better way now that the technology is actually there? And so in our opinion, based off of what we use in our business, that better way is going to be Client Kit. And so that's the reason why we are saying, hey, we're going to be able to go ahead and make this very easy for you, because we do have that copy and paste privilege. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. And so what we're going to go ahead and do next is we're going to go ahead and walk you through step by step through the actual practical steps of getting this rocking and rolling in literally probably under like 30 minutes. Like literally it's just copy and paste, get the template into your account. We've already built it out for you. Make some changes around, hey, this is where your company name is going to go. Change your state where you live, change your phone number, your domain, all that kind of stuff. Boom, you're done. And so that's what's going to follow in the next training section. We're going to walk you through step 1, importing, step 2, editing, step 3, linking, as well as any other steps that might be after this if we end up changing some of the trainings as well. So don't let the momentum stop. Keep the momentum going. We will catch you immediately right after this in the next training section. All right, welcome to this training section, which is step 2 of your legal website disclaimers, which is actually editing the legal website disclaimers so that way they are specific to your company. Now, again, we've already gone ahead and done pretty much, I would say 99% of the work here, okay? It's literally copy and paste for you, but this is where you're gonna have to go and customize it yourself based off of your own individual company information, okay? So first off, there's going to be the terms, there's the privacy policy, and then there is the disclosures. And then we're going to walk you through each of those and what you're going to go ahead and do for each of them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with terms. Now, just if it wasn't clear, we're here under sites, websites, and then we have the actual legal website disclaimers template that you've gone ahead and downloaded from the previous settings. And so we're going to start off with the terms here. So we're going to go ahead and click on edit. I'm a big proponent of, I like to go ahead and edit in a new tab. It's completely up to you. It's going to then go ahead and open up inside of a new tab right over here. Okay, and then what you're going to do once it opens up inside of this new tab, you'll see that inside of the guide for this specific training, we have over here the parts that you're going to have to edit, right? And so you can use, there's a hotkey called Command F or Control F on your keyboard, okay? Now, if you can't actually do Command F or Control F on your keyboard, let's say you don't know how to use hotkeys, because what's going to happen here is going to pop up this kind of search bar over here, right? So if you don't know how to do that, you can actually go ahead and go over to your browser, click on the three dots, and then from there, you're going to be able to see Find and Edit, right? And then you go ahead and click on Find from there and open up this box. And then what you're going to do here for the terms is you're going to look for wherever it actually says. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see, right? So you're going to look at wherever it says your company name. You got to make sure that you put your company name there, right? So, and without the brackets. So what you want to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to do, let's say in my case, it's NutriFit Wellness. Now what I'm going to do is in our company, right? Obviously you are not going to put NutriFit Wellness. If that's not clear, please make sure that you do not put NutriFit Wellness. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put over here your company name. I'm going to copy that, right? So I went ahead and copied that right there. So you'll see I have 25 places, right? It tells me right over here, there are 25 places where I need to go ahead and edit that, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy NutriFit Wellness, okay? So Command C or Control C on your keyboard. And then I'm just going to start highlighting and pasting, okay? So then I go to the next one and then it tells me company name. I'm going to go ahead and highlight right over here. And I'm going to go ahead and paste, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process. And you see how sometimes when it does that, you have to click on the arrow again because otherwise the yellow sometimes disappears. So you just go ahead and do that, okay? And so that way, it's very easy for me to just go in and I'm just copying and pasting company name, boom, paste, right? And if the spacing gets messed up, you just got to fix up the spacing there. See, so we've gone ahead and literally made it as plug and play for you as possible. So you'll see I have now a few other places. I got to go ahead and do this for 21 different places. So you'll see on here, it does tell me that, oh, I made a mistake. Okay, sorry, it wasn't 21 different places. It's 121 different places, okay? So you can go ahead and do it that way and go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and fill in, copy and paste all that. Again, it shouldn't take you more than a couple minutes to do. I know it sounds like a lot, 121, but it's literally just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and then you have that done, okay? After that, you then have your support email. So we go ahead and from the guide, I'm going to copy support email and you will see that we have 8 support email places. Okay. And support email is going to be right over here. So we do support at, now this is going to be your company one. Okay. So in our case, we're going to do nutrifitwellness.com, just like that. And then I can copy this one as well, just like we did previously, just like that. And then I can go ahead and go to the down arrow and I can go ahead and repeat that same process just like we did for your company name. So again, you'll see we've done most of the work for you, right? This is not something that you have to go in and do yourself, right? So we've gone ahead and done that. And you just have to follow the instructions, okay? Same thing we then have is for year. So I can go in over here and I can just put in, if I don't want to copy it, I can type it in as well. So you'll see that there's only one place for year right over here. You actually have to go in and put in whatever year it is. So let's say it's 2025. You're going to go ahead and put the year in right over there. And then you're going to do the same thing for date as well. Now, date doesn't have brackets on it, and you'll see the reason why. So you got to be careful here. Obviously, you're not going to put last updated, right? So that's not going to be right. But the date over here, what you want to do is you want to remove these brackets and you want to put whatever date it is right now, right? So let's say, for example, it is February. Okay, February, let's say it's 25th, and it is currently 2025, and I'm going to remove the bracket so that way it looks clean like that, okay? Then I check, is there any other date? No, right? I'm looking for a capital date, right? These are all not capital date, right? So that's the only date. There's only one date that I got to go ahead and do. Same thing I'm going to go ahead and do is for state now. Let's go ahead and check for state. You'll see that we have over here for the jurisprudence located in what state. So this is going to be the state that you are located in, right? So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put Texas, okay? We're going to see, is there any other state right over here? For me, because I'm located in Texas, that is where I'm going to go ahead and put Texas, okay? Now, sometimes I will also just double check and see state without any brackets just to make sure, but it looks like we're good to go with that, okay? We then go over to address, and then over here, you'll see that it has our, so company name we obviously would have already done. I'm just walking you through as an example here. Support email, or by regular mail at, and then this is going to be your business address. Okay, now if you don't have a business address, you can just go ahead and put your address on there. It's not that big of a deal. If you're not comfortable with having any address on there, again, this is something that you can also go ahead and remove on there if you would like. Okay, so you can go ahead and remove that if you don't have a business address that is on there. Okay, next up, after that, we then have website domain. So let's see if website domain pops up on here. Yep, so website domain, this is going to be where your website domain is going to be. So in this case, this would just be nutrifitwellness.com, right? So I just go ahead and put that right over there. And you can add www if you want. You don't have to add www. It's completely up to you because both of those would take you to the right place. So right over here, website domain, I go ahead and copy it just like that. Now, this is where you want to be smart about this, okay? Because you are not a remote control student who just wants to be spoon-fed, right? You see how the rest of this is all capital? This is where it might serve me to actually go ahead and put all of this as capital. So I'll go nutrifitwellness.com. And then from there, I would just go ahead and have it all capital, okay? Because then it all matches with the rest of the text that's on there, okay? Same thing over here, website domain, and then there's only about one more place for that. So altogether, there was 3 places for that, okay? So that is terms, and these are all of the variables that you have to change for that. Now, obviously, do not wait to be spoon-fed. You're a business owner now, okay? You're resourceful. Go through and just quickly glance through this and see, hey, is there anything else that I got to change? If you do have any questions, like let's say, for example, the spacing is messed up, right? So make the spacing a little bit less, right? Organize it a little bit more. Make it look a little bit nice, presentable, right? For yourself. So that way everything is nice there. Additionally, right? So what I'm seeing on here is that there's another one on here that they didn't have brackets, your company name, right? So this one didn't show up when I did the company name search like this with the command F. This one did not show up because it didn't have brackets, right? So in that case, I would have to actually be resourceful and actually put in my company name there, right? So obviously it wouldn't just say your company name because it's in capital letters there. So you got to look at this a little bit carefully and make sure that, hey, we've done 80-90% of the work for you. You just got to look at this a little bit more carefully. Make sure as you are going through this, you are also hitting save. That is the SEO metadata on there if you want to go ahead and tweak that or edit that in any way, shape, or form, but terms and services fine there as well. And then you hit update and save. Boom. Okay. Now, publish, we are going to get to this when we actually talk about linking everything together and putting this on your domain name. So you don't have to worry about publish right now. You just have to worry about save. Okay. Now, once the terms is done, you are then going to go over and you're going to go back, okay? And then we're then going to be able to go ahead and go over to the privacy policy, right? So I open this up and the privacy policy is going to be very similar, okay? So we got company name. I'm going to be able to do Control F or Command F on my keyboard again, okay? And then you're going to see company name. Now, date, same thing. You're going to notice the exact same thing that we're talking about as before. Now, because the privacy policy is a little bit shorter, I don't think there are as many places. But again, you just want to read through it, make sure that you are rocking and rolling. There is the date element there, right? So there's going to be company name, there's going to be support email, there's going to be year, there's going to be date, and then there's going to be address as well. And so you just want to follow the same process that we walked you through when we did the terms, where you want to go ahead and look at all of the places that we've already gone ahead and done the work for you. And you just want to make sure that all of that is existing there, right? So support email, company name, year, just go read through it, copy and paste, take the time. It shouldn't take anything more than a couple minutes. And then once you are done with that, you want to make sure that you go ahead and hit save. You can look over the SEO metadata again. We've already gone ahead and made it very generic for you so that way it's easy for you, already filled out for you. Update SEO metadata, hit save one more time so that orange button disappears. And then that way you're going to be done with the actual privacy policy. And then finally, the last one that you want to go ahead and make sure that you do is going to be for the actual disclosure. Okay, so again, same exact process that we're walking you through here. Edit in terms of the new tab if you want to do that, or just click on edit button in general. Once that actually ends up loading up, what you're then going to go ahead and do is you're actually going to go ahead and do the same process. Your company name, your support email, you're going to go ahead and fill in the date that you actually did that, address if you have the address, and phone number as well. Exact same process that we're doing for terms, privacy, and disclosure, and what all of that is going to look like. You'll notice here that the disclosures are significantly smaller, so that's going to be much easier for you to be able to review. Once you are done with that, make sure that you just go ahead and click on save, update SEO metadata, and then go ahead and save there as well. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Once you've actually gone ahead and done that, you then are going to have all three of these in terms of the terms, the privacy policy, and the disclosure, the templates that we have now provided for you. You're going to have those edited according to your specific company. And that's literally it. That's all it takes in order to go ahead and edit the legal website disclaimers. It's going to take you maybe half an hour to go ahead and knock this out. Trust me, just go ahead and do it. It's a one-time project. And then in the next step, we're going to walk you through how to put this on your domain and then actually link this on your website. So that way you are legally protected. And that way, once you start doing paid advertising and everything, you are good to go. And the beautiful thing is that these legal legal website disclaimers, the reason why they are a separate site altogether is because whenever you make a new website, whenever you go ahead and create a new funnel, whenever you create anything, this is the policy and these are the legal website disclaimers that you have forever that are going to allow you to be able to go ahead and link them over and over and over again. So they're a foundational piece, business basics. You got them one time. You are ready to rock and roll. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get over to the next step. We will catch you in the next training section. All right, welcome to this training section. We're going to be walking you through how to link your legal website disclaimer. So this last step, it's pretty easy, but it is going to be important for you to make sure you follow the instructions properly. And really what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to show you where having a system and a strategy shines, because what we're about to show you right now is something that we had to develop in order to make it easy for us as we were going through this process, as well as when we were starting to talk to the community members and finding out, hey, some of the community members were innovative and they found a solution so that way you don't have to go in and link everything yourself, right? And again, this is something that obviously ClientKit is not going to know because they're just a tool. It's just how to use the tool in the way that is the most efficient. So you're going to go ahead and learn some really cool things right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to go ahead and go over to sites. I'm then going to go over to websites. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and open up the legal website disclaimers. Now, in addition to that, I am also going to go ahead and as I get this set up, this is probably what you're going to do inside of your screen as well. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this tab. And I'm going to go ahead and have this additional tab ready for me because I'm going to need that in just a second. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and update your custom values inside of your ClientKit account. So let me show you what that means when you say update your custom values. So while I have this legal website disclaimers here in one tab open, I am going to go over to my other tab. I'm going to go down over to settings at the bottom left. I'm then going to scroll down and in the settings, I'm going to find custom values. Okay, so it's going to be there on the left side. Now this is where, and this is a pro tip, okay? So again, this is not something that if you just had the tool for ClientKit, it would be easy for you to understand, but because this is where the system and the strategy shines, it's going to be really cool for you to understand this, okay? So what are custom values? Custom values are these are kind of basically keys, right? So these are right here. These are like these kind of dashes. What custom values do is that it allows you to put this code. It's kind of like a snippet. It's kind of like a bracket with some, words between it. You're allowed to put this code anywhere. And what that is going to do is it's going to go ahead and automatically update according to the value that you put over here. So let's just say hypothetically, you had your web URL for your disclosures and you went ahead and put this key in like 100 different places, okay? And then what you did is you said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and link this to google.com. Okay, well, guess what? Every single place where that key was located is then going to automatically fill in google.com to all those hundreds of different places, right? And then you're like, you know what? Wait a second. No, that was just a filler. I don't want it to be google.com. I want to go ahead and put my actual disclosures link now. Well, guess what? You don't have to go to 100 different places in order to update it. You just come to one place, update it right over here, and then it automatically update wherever all of this code is located. And so what we have done throughout this entire program, you didn't know this, but there's these small Easter eggs in which when we were building the system and the strategy based off of what we saw, what was working for other community members, was we were going ahead and designing this with these keys already in place for you. So that way, once you get to this training, all you now have to do is just come over here, click on these three dots, click on edit custom value, and then all we now need to do is just put the value meaning the link of the disclosures, the terms, the privacy right over here. And then guess what? That's it. You're done. There's literally nothing else that you will have to do because all of that has already been built up. Now, we're going to show you how to verify and make sure that everything's working properly. But that is the cool thing when you're using custom values. And again, this is where the system and the strategy that you have been following all along really starts to shine. So let's go ahead and get the custom values in here. So the first one I'm going to start off with is going to be the terms and conditions. I'm going to go ahead and edit that. And again, this is the reason why we had the other tab over here is because I'm just going to have my terms and conditions. I'm going to hit that preview link. And then right here, I'm just going to go ahead and copy the link to my terms. Of course, you are going to want to make sure that that is on your domain. That's going to be very important, right? And if you are wanting to clean that up a little bit more, obviously we do have the three dots here. You can go to settings and then have that be there. But I really like how it's showing up right now. It's just on the domain name /terms. Really awesome. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I am going to go ahead and use the keyboard shortcut Command-C or Control-C, right? So you can go ahead and Command-C, and that is going to copy it. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over to the actual edit custom value tab that I have open here. And right here where it says link here, right? We've gone ahead and made this so that way you know where to put the link. I'm going to go ahead and backspace out of that, and I'm going to go ahead and Command V or Control V. I'm going to go ahead and paste that right over there. So now my terms is located to the custom values, and then I go ahead and hit update. Okay, now when it goes ahead and updates, what you're going to see here, give it a second because it is updating all of the terms. What you're now going to see is that that terms link that we put over here is now in the value. So now wherever in your entire system, and again, this is where system and strategy. This is the reason why you have an entire system that works together and not a Frankenstein hodgepodge spider mess of webs, right? That's what it is that whenever in your entire system you have this key right here, it's automatically now, just like that, going to have this updated link. Really, really cool, right? Let's go ahead and do it really quickly now over for the privacy policy. We're going to go over here and do edit. And then right over here, we come over here, privacy policy. Again, I'm going to do Control C, Command C to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to come back over here to my other tab. I'm going to go ahead and paste that right over there. I'm going to go ahead and hit update. And then while that's updating in the background, I am going to go ahead and get over my disclosure link. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy whatever my disclosure link is. It's on my domain name here as well. And then I'm going to go over to the disclosures. I'm then going to go ahead and edit. I am then going to go ahead and put right there, and I'm going to go ahead and hit update. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Just like that, we're done. We've now gone ahead and linked all of our legal disclaimers, and we've gone ahead and linked them into the actual custom values. Now, we are going to go ahead and test, but I want to do such a thorough job to make sure that the testing is working everywhere that we're actually just going to go ahead and make another training section and walk you through how to actually test the legal disclaimers and make sure that they are working with the custom values on the website, on your checkbox in your contact form, and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and do that in a separate training. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been linking your legal website disclaimers, which was literally as easy as just updating the custom values. So with that being said, we will catch you in the next training section. All right, welcome to this training section. We're going to be going ahead and walking you through testing your legal website disclaimers and making sure that they are in fact working properly. So there are two main places that you need to go ahead and test this. The first one is going to be the bottom of your website. The second one is going to be the checkbox in the contact form. Let me go ahead and walk you through both of them. So it's going to take me a little bit longer to explain than it is for you to actually go through them, but that way you have the explanation of it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go over to our homepage. I'm going to go ahead and hit preview link. Now for me, what I like to do is I always like to go ahead and preview this in incognito window. So we've talked about what an incognito window is in the past. If you don't know, make sure you go ahead and Google it, YouTube it, so you can learn. So we're going to go ahead and new incognito window. I'm going to go ahead and paste it there so I can get a fresh slate here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look terms, privacy, and disclosure. So a couple different ways that you can test this, right? So if I go over here, you're going to notice here at the bottom left, okay, bottom left right over here, notice that it is going to be, when I put my mouse over this, right, it'll say terms, privacy policy, and disclosures. That is already showing on my domain exactly the same way that I set it up in the custom values, which is phenomenal. Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hold the command key on my keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to hold the command key because I'm on a Mac computer, but if you're on a Windows computer, you can do this with control. And what I'm now going to do is I'm actually going to click on each of these links and it's going to open up in a different tab, right? So I'm going to click, click, click. So you see at the top here, it is opening up in a different tab. So that is the hotkey. That is the keyboard shortcut to be able to go ahead and open up tabs in the background. Of course, the other way you could do it is you can right click, open link in a new tab. That's another way you can do it, but there is a keyboard shortcut for that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on each of them and I'm going to check to make sure that the domain name and the terms and the page is actually loading properly. So that one is good. That one is good. And that one is good. Beautiful. So everything is working properly. Now, let me go ahead and actually backtrack just a little bit and show you exactly why and how. Let me kind of open the hood for you and show you the Easter egg of how the system and the strategy was built. So that way this was plug and play for you. So what I'm going to do here, and this is not something you have to do, but it is something that is good for you to be familiar with. So that way you can understand exactly how we were able to do this. And so that way it is in your toolbox and your skill set if you wanted to go ahead and do this with other websites in the future. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and what you're going to see is that we have the terms, privacy, and policy disclosures over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on it because this is actually a button. Okay, so the way we program this is that this is a button. And then if I scroll down here, what you'll see is that I have over here the button actions. Okay, and the button action saying that, hey, link to, and it's going to be linked to a website URL. And what you'll notice here is that inside where the website URL is supposed to go, we have actually placed the actual custom value token right over here. Okay, so what do we mean by the custom value token? So if you remember, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do this very quickly for you, is that we have on here, do I have it still open? No, I don't have it open. So let me open this up in another tab here real quick, okay? So we have the custom value token that is placed inside of the actual button. So we have custom values right here. This token, right? So you can click on it and actually copy the token right here. Whatever this token is, and wherever this key or this token is put, that is automatically going to populate what is inside of the value. And so that's exactly what we've done here. Where's my page here? I got to flip through all these tabs over here. There we go. So this right here, and then same thing here is that if I click on the privacy policy one, you'll see that the token or the key for the privacy policy is there. And then also for the same thing for the disclosure. Beautiful. Okay, so that's just under the hood I wanted to show you. Where is the second place that we now need to actually test to make sure that this is working properly? The second place is actually going to be inside, and I might have to open up the website once again. So let me go ahead and open up another incognito window here. Open up the website once again. Whoopsie daisy. See, that's me copying that, that one. That's what we copied right there. So I actually need to go ahead and copy over our website link once again. So I'm going to go to websites, copy the link real quick. And then what's going to happen here is I'm going to go ahead and test the actual checkbox. Okay, so let me go ahead and incognito window. There we go. And then right over here, so you'll see that there's a checkbox right here. So what I want to do is I do want to go ahead and test this. And you'll see if I put my mouse over it again at the bottom left there, it is telling me that it is showing up properly. So NutriFit Wellness terms. So if I click on that, boom, just like that, it is showing up properly with the terms actually linked. Beautiful. So you see that is working properly. So not only is the terms automatically, see, I didn't have to come in here and manually link this, right? It's all because of the custom value. So it was linked at the bottom and it was linked here as well. So how can I show you under the hood to show you what that looks like? So let's go ahead and go back over to our client kit. We're going to then go over to Forms Builder. I'm going to open up that main website contact form that is located on the website. I'm going to go ahead and edit that. And then once I go ahead and edit that, I'm going to click on this right here, this box. And then right over here, let me see if I can zoom in for you and show you, is you see where it has the blue? I'm now going to go ahead and actually highlight that with my mouse. I'm going to click on the 3 dots right over there, and I'm going to click on the link that is the unbroken chain, right? So there's the broken chain. If I click on that, it's going to break the link. I don't want to do that. I don't want to break the link right now. Instead, what I want to do is I just want to see what the link is. So I click on the link right there, and we'll see here is that the URL that link is supposed to go to is in fact set to be the key or the token for that specific custom value, right? So this is the reason why I'm opening the hood for you, is because in case the system breaks, you want to be empowered and you want to be educated to understand how to be able to fix it. And you don't want to just be a spoon-fed business owner, somebody who is just remote control. Hey, all of a sudden, they gave me this and I don't know how it actually works. No. We want you to understand how it works so that way you are empowered to be able to go ahead and either build this yourself in the future, but you definitely have the skill for yourself as a business owner. Okay, so that is where the token is going to belong. So the beautiful thing again is because wherever that token is, in this case, the terms token, whenever I update this link, it'll update it wherever that token might actually be, right? So let me go ahead and find, where am I? Right over here, right? So I can hit confirm now, I can hit save, or I can just backspace out because I don't want to change anything because it was already linked properly, okay? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it is that we're talking about when we say testing the disclaimer links. In terms of just testing them after you've gone ahead and linked them according to the previous training, all you really got to do is just go to the bottom of your website, make sure it's working, go to the actual checkbox in the contact form, make sure it's working in there as well. Of course, if you wanted to go ahead and test this form on the website like we did, you could do that, or you could always just go into integrate and then copy the link there and then just have the link to the form directly as well. And then you can go ahead and paste that there and then test it that way, right? So multiple ways in order to test, but the point is that you for sure want to test it. And ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about this in the past as well, is that troubleshoot if needed. In this specific training, luckily, unlike sometimes, as you're probably going to see in upcoming training sections, or if you've already seen them, where we run into issues like live here, when we're making the training, we run into an issue. And then guess what I have to do when I run into an issue? I have to go out there and ask the community and say, hey guys, I ran into this issue. I don't know how to solve it. What do I do, right? And so that's why we say the community is so important. And unless you are going in there and building up that emotional currency, that relationship bank account in order to be able to tap into for your emergency fund, maybe right now you didn't need any help with this, right? Maybe it went A-okay. Maybe it went perfect. But that's exactly the reason why you have to then in that situation go out and give. So that way you can actually build your relationship bank account. You can go out and make peers and friends inside of the community. So that way when you go to ask a question, if you're not getting your question answered, if you're not getting any comments, if people are not replying back to you, hey, where are your friends? Where are the people that you've actually gone out and answered their question? And then when you've actually answered their question, you tag them under a post and they'll be able to help answer your question. And so that's the reason why we say that this is a community. This is why whenever you run into issues, you need the community to be able to help you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the training section on testing your website legal disclaimers links, making sure that they are in fact working properly. You're doing a phenomenal job. Keep up that momentum. This is the infrastructure of your business that is going to be absolutely paying off for you once you go ahead and get your business rocking and rolling. With that being said, we will catch you in the next training section.